All right, so we're going to be doing the second section of chapter 2. This will be our last section in chapter 2. We're not going to worry about matrices. And so this is going to be solving systems with 3 variables, whereas last time we solved systems with 2 variables. All right, so there are 3 steps to solving systems with 3 variables. The first step is to eliminate the same variable twice. And so once you pick x, you stick with x 2 times, or y or z. It doesn't matter which one. The second is you're going to use the 2 new equations that you get, having eliminated the same variable twice, to eliminate a new variable. And then you're down to 1 variable and we can start substituting. Right. So then the question is, what does this look like in reality? So the number 1 most important thing to do in a question like this is stay organized. So we're going to label these 1, 2, and 3. And then that way, if we make a mistake somewhere, we know exactly what we did and we can go back in our work and find it. So like we said, we want to pick a variable x, y, or z to eliminate twice. And so looking at this, I can double x or multiply it by 4, and I can get that to eliminate. The y's don't look as easy, but the z's do. So I'm just going to pick x just because. So I'm going to take the first equation and the second equation. And I need to multiply that first equation by -2 in order to get my x's to be perfect opposites. So multiplying the entire first equation by -2, I get -2x, I get positive 4y, I get -2z, and I get -30. I'm going to leave equation number 2 alone, so I get 2x plus 3y minus 3z is equal to 1. And so when I add these together, I want you to notice that my x's just canceled out. So that left me with 7y, -5z, and -29. So this is going to be my new equation number 4. So then I could use equation 2 and 3 if I want to. And then that way I can double equation number 2 and take the opposite. And then these two become perfect opposites of each other. So multiplying the second equation through by -2, I get -4x, -6y, and I get positive 6z is equal to -2. Double check that. Okay, and then equation 3, we get 4x plus 10y minus 5z is equal to -3. And so when I add these together, my x's cancel, and I'm left with 4y plus z is equal to -5. So I can call this equation number 5. And so have I eliminated the same variable twice? I did it once here and once here. So we're on to step 2. I have 2 new equations. So I'm going to go ahead and stack them. So I've got equation number 4, which is 7y minus 5z is equal to -29. And then I have equation number 5, which is 4y plus z is equal to -5. And so what I'm going to do is maybe cancel out the z because we need to eliminate a second variable. So by doing that, I'm going to leave equation 4 alone, and then I'm going to do 5 times equation number 5. So that leaves me with 7y minus 5z equal to -29. And here we get 20y, we get plus 5z, and we get that it's equal to -25. So the z's cancel out. So when we add, we get 27y here, and over here we get -54. And the numbers are starting to get big, but nicely, if I divide both sides by 27, and if this is something that you don't see, it is okay to use your calculator, we end up with y is equal to -2. So I'm just going to highlight that real quick because it's not part of my answer, but I don't want to lose it in the process of doing the next steps. So I have eliminated the same variable twice. I eliminated a second variable from the 2 new equations. And so now that I'm down to 1 variable, I'm going to substitute. Now, if I try to substitute up here, there's still too many variables involved. So I'm going to substitute over here. So it doesn't matter which one I pick. So I'm going to go ahead and pick equation number 5. And again, do you see that each time I do something, I'm labeling what I plugged it into? So that means I have 4 times my new y value of -2 plus z gives me -5. And so -8 plus z is equal to -5. And if I add 8 to both sides, you're going to get that z is equal to 3. And again, that's not my final answer, but it is part of the answer. So I'm just going to highlight it real quick just to make sure I don't lose it in the process. So now that I have a z and I have a y, I can pick one of the original 3 to get my x value. So I'm going to go with equation number 1. So I have x minus 2 times my new y value of -2 plus z, which is 3, is equal to 15. And it doesn't matter which one I pick because the same point should work for all 3. So essentially, these equations are representing planes in space, and we're trying to figure out where those flat planes meet up at what points in 3-dimensional space. So we've got x. -2 times -2 is +4, and then plus 3 is equal to 15. So that makes x plus 7 equal to 15. And x is equal to 8 when I subtract 7 from both sides. And then just like we do with a normal ordered pair, we're going to go in alphabetical order. So it's x, y, and z. So my x value is 8, my y value is -2, and my z value is 3. And then just to show that I did it right, we know that it works for equation number 1. So let's pick one of these 2 equations and see if we could check our answers. So I'm going to pick equation number 2 just because they have smaller numbers. So I'm going to say 2 times my x value of 8 plus 3 times my y value of -2 minus 3 times my z value of 3. And I want to see, do I get 1 as my answer? So I've got 16 plus -6, and then I get -9 equal to 1. So 16 plus -6 makes 10, and 10 minus 9 does equal 1. And so it does work for equation number 2. And then if you want to, you could always plug it into equation number 3 and double check. So this would be one of those times, if I do ask you to find all 3, you should be able to go back and plug it in and see, did I truly get the answer, or am I crossing my fingers that I have the answer?